a lot of times you can repeat back to them all the reasons they have not to do this deal with you, all the reasons they have not to move forward. That's the bad cop, and highlighting. And like you said, even going beyond that to almost exaggerate it, right? And then you can use the good cop, which is the benefits of your product or service, and highlight that and why it's still worth doing it, and then asking for the sale after that. So absolutely, there's just one caveat here. If you do that, and if you highlight all the negative points and all the reasons they shouldn't do this, and you exaggerate it as well, this can always go the other way, right? You can always get them more solidified in their position. So how do you do that? I've talked about this before. You make it lighter. You take the pressure off of it, and you almost pass it off as not necessarily like a joke or something, because obviously you want to be professional and respectful, but you keep it lighter in the sense of, telling them, listen, Mr. Customer, you don't have time. You have all these reasons not to do this. I understand why you would do this and this and that. And of course, with your job, with your family, with your career, with everything else, this would just be on top of that. And I know that you already spent 40 hours here and 10 hours there and whatever hours you sleep. So you're pretty much tapped out. You're 168 hours a week. I assume someone like yourself is pretty much tapped for a good, 150 of those hours. And I'm sure for the rest of that, you want to eat, you want to take time with your family and whatnot. Like, this is you exaggerating the problem, right? But then I would say, but Mr. Customer, at the end of the day, we're on planet Earth. At the end of the day, that's how life is. The only way to avoid this is not to live. And I'm sure someone like us who have great families, great lives, great businesses, we want to continue to live. So that's not an option. At the end of the day, it is what it is. It's planet Earth. It's life. It's how things are. We're always busy. We're always caught up. And usually, that is what it is. Unless, we're retired or whatever else, that's going to be the scenario. So you've always done things. You do all these things already. You manage all these things already. One more thing to the plate wouldn't really make a difference. So let's go ahead and do this. That was just an example to take the pressure off and use the fact that, listen, this is not some big thing. It is what it is. This is life. Everybody's busy. This is a concept I've talked about before, which is if it's a do or die decision, oftentimes people won't make the decision. If it's life or death, they won't make the decision if it's that tough, that big of a decision. But if it's just another decision in their day, people will make it a lot easier. If you can take the pressure off, keep it light, and let them know it's just another decision you're making. We're all busy. We all have things to do. We're on planet Earth. You're just on a rock spinning in space. We're all busy. The whole concept of time is made up, Mr. Customer. Come on. What are we talking about here? Let's go ahead and get this done. You see how I just made all of that seem so silly? The fact that he's so busy, the fact that he has the family, the business, all of this, it's so silly when you put it into perspective, right? So if you can do that, if you can make it so it's not a life or death decision, then absolutely you can amplify their problems, even go beyond it, but then you got to make light of it in order to be able to close over it.